Hello, in this video I'm gonna explain how I do the side part, the protection of this armor I'm building, and I start the same way as I was doing with the main part, which is already done, the most important shapes. So I start doing the primary shapes now, as you see, with low resolution, all with Dynamesh of course, so all the process can be kept flexible all time. I just try to make it visible, that's why I hide the main part sometimes. And yeah, the pinch brush is pretty useful to define the edges and the limits of the design. Here with H-Polish and Mousse brushes I do the primary shapes. Yeah, here I mask this because I want to really define the limit of this piece. So as you see, I remove it and Dynamesh, so it gets flat there. Here I start looking for more interesting shapes besides that huge one that I used sculpt. So it starts getting more sense to me, and of course increasing the resolution every time, so as I'm doing the shapes more defined. I use a lot H-Polish, as you can see, to define the shapes. Yeah, if sometimes I stop, it's because I'm thinking or visualizing what I'm planning to do. And also I'm streaming, so maybe I was explaining something to a viewer who is asking me, I don't know, why I do this, or something about the workflow. Look, this is some shape I really found interesting to make some connection from the upper part of the arm, from the biceps to the lower part of the arm. And also on the back part, you saw I did the opposite, right? Instead of pulling it up, I just push it down near to the hand, like going that direction. Move brush, as you can see, is super useful. When you have a low resolution, you can just basically be working with this brush, because it's all about moving a lot the mesh drastically, right? Here I start looking for a round shape, because I think this is the way it should be. If I want this to look like an involving shape, like it has to be some way rounded on the sides, like a shoulder and triceps will do, right? Yeah, here trying to match more or less the shapes of the previous design, so it can be functional, like the pilot can move the arm up and down. Yeah, now I start pulling on the back as you saw, to make some shape that maybe is interesting for to make it look on the direction of the design. Because if you see the design, it's all like trying to give that sense of speed, right? So if you do it directional from the front of the player to the back, so it gives you that feeling. Also looking for round shapes here, as I said before, use all time with that in mind. Redefining the forms with pins. It's a very useful class, I use it a lot. But it is not important the brushes themselves, it's just how you use it. So if for you it's useful other brush, and you can make the same or whatever you want to do in your designs. If it's useful for you, just use that. Use whatever it works for you. The important is the design itself. Yeah, here I mask to make some indent here. That's what I had in mind. So maybe I thought here it would be also a good idea to have that kind of shapes. So later I can detail those more, but that was the idea primarily. Yeah, as you can see, I just grab it from there and just push with the move brush. Smooth a little bit on the side I want to make the fade out to merge with the actual shape. Yeah, here I do basically the same. Then you will see that these shapes, I start playing a lot with these shapes, but I want to print this idea out, so from there we can work. I use define with edge polish this shape and move. It's super sketchy right now, but you don't have to worry about that. You just try to figure out the design, how you want to make this look, and explore the shapes. I use the smooth here and there to see if it works or it doesn't work, how I want this shape to fade. You see I give more volume here, like, trying to imitate some way, some kind of modified anatomy, if that makes sense. Yeah, polygroups here, they are pretty useful because you can get there, well, you can get there again and mask it and everything. So if you can keep polygroups, that's also useful. As you saw here, I just pulled that shape to make it directional. I thought that shape could be cool, why not? Because all the design is basically trying to keep that shape. Yeah, and I try here to make some shape on the inside part, but it doesn't work for me, so I use Ctrl C. I mask with a polygroup and I make it deeper, as I was saying before, and I used edge polish to define the shape. Yeah, and I try to put the same color as the main part. To see how it looks. Yeah, it's basically that, just looking for shapes that could be interesting, define, smooth it, and see if it works with what you have in mind or the emotions you want to bring there. Clay buildup is also a useful brush for this because it uses, it puts a lot of clay there in the direction you want. Yeah, here I probably stopped because I was explaining something to some viewer on Twitch, or I don't know, maybe I was just searching for another song to get me inspired. Sometimes I need silence, sometimes I just put some song that I don't know, it gives me inspiration. That's the power of music. Yeah, here I'm trying to give some volumes and see if it works better and if it looks more interesting and it apports something to the shape. I just try to define that small edges with edge polys. As you see, I'll merge those that I think they are gonna look better merged. Yeah, you can see with the move brush I define the shape exactly how I want, where I want the shades and everything. Yeah, as you can see here I'm drawing the flow lines and the vertical lines that keep the limit also on the design. And here just drawing some lines with a standard brush and move on the limits of this piece. Yeah, here I was looking for some interesting shapes with the move brush. Maybe some of them they look some way cool, but it didn't convince me, so later I used to remove it, if I remember it, if I'm right. Yeah, this one I think I kept it because I like it. It matches with the whole design that it apports. I meant the secondary pool that I just did on the upper part, on the upper part. You see there is two pools. Yeah, sorry if I'm not super specific with the language. It's hard to explain, but I try to make it understandable from a visual understanding. So sometimes it's hard to explain something you have in the visual understanding and put it in language. That's all in your imaginary. Yeah, I think it can be understood. As I'm saying, yeah, here I think this shape is gonna apport a lot. Like I try to draw some indent here to make it look interesting. This secondary shape that I'm doing right now. So as you see, I am playing with H polys, making more, giving depth, trying to match those shapes that I did before on the previous concept that I recorded also. So maybe someday I upload it, what I was thinking. But it's basically, yeah, here I was just giving an example to some viewer who told me if I use alphas. I just told him that for me in this stage it's better not using alphas because it's all free exploring, so it doesn't worth it. But some concepts they use alphas on these states and it works well. If it's for big shapes, it can work, of course. I try to make it here functional. That's I want to remove this part some way with, for example, a brush as I'm doing now, so it gets more sense and it doesn't clip the previous, like the body of the pilot, right? Yeah, at this point I really liked how it looked, like the design, the main shapes and secondary shapes, they were looking cool. Did you see what I did here? Like some bump here. That's important also. Still at this point, even if it's higher resolution than before, you can still use the move brush and everything to continue exploring the shapes like I'm doing now, to make it more round and everything. So it's a pretty flexible workflow. That's why I use it to concept and explore everything that I want to design. Here I try to make it more interesting, this final shape. And yeah, that's the idea, to make some pilot shape with the screen and everything. I was sketching there. Yeah, I'm just defining now. Making these secondary shapes, trying stuff right now to see how it looks, exploring. Keeping it pretty flexible still. You see how I tweak the shape, so I make it look different to see if it works better than the other. I give some volume here with the clay builder to redefine this new shape that I'm trying to make. I used H polys and soft. Yeah, and it starts making more sense as we move forward. Here I try to merge these shapes with the whole piece. That's why I fade out some limits of it, so it merges and it keeps everything connected, like all parts of the design, the secondary shapes with the primary shapes, and it flows good. Yeah, here I use soft all that part because it was not making a lot of sense to me. I wanted to make it new. I just do it this way, so it can look more interesting, like a piece over other piece, which is still the same piece, but it looks overlaid some way. Here with clay, I just push it and make it more round. That shape, I think it gives an interesting shape. So I add something new to design. Here I make this limit more interesting, so it's not only rounded there. Yes, you can see the shapes on the side. They are the harder ones, right? Like on the triceps, I mean, because that's where some secondary shapes merge. Yeah, here I just merge this shape where the biceps finish and joins the lower part of the arm, and I start looking if I can merge other shapes so it flows all together. That's what I'm looking almost all the time, making it flow together, everything. Yeah, here I soft and I'm modifying this part because it was too sharp to see how I can make it work. Yeah, I'm putting, like, giving some volume there. To see if I find some other interesting shape. You see, with clay buildup and H-polys. Merging the shapes, as you can see, giving some small indent there. I'm trying new things. Some things I try and they don't make sense to me, and I just remove them. And some of them I just decide to keep it. So yeah, just quickly with clay and clay buildup and H-polys, I try new things and move. Look, for example, this one I didn't like, so I just went back. But the other with clay buildup, that huge one I did secondary, I like it, so I kept. Yeah, here I definitely think that these shapes will be better, will be looking better if I merge it some way. Like, it's defined, but it's soft, you know, it's a soft edge there. I play with that too. Some edges I keep it more soft than others, so it merges some way, than the other it doesn't merge that way. So it gives harmony to the hard surface design you are doing. But that, I think all that comes with experience and just knowing what can work and what things cannot work. Here, for example, that shape on the final part of the biceps, that looks a little bit forced to me. So probably I'll tweak that on the future or make it more soft. Yeah, here, this is the part I'm talking about. I don't know what I do finally with that part, but it's not gonna finish like that. Look, this makes more sense. Yeah, right now it looks better. Yeah, as I said, in this stage I keep it pretty slowly, everything. Like, I try not to keep it limited on the mind. So, for example, there where I applied the soft, I think now it looks way better because that fades out in some way and it looks limited on the other. This pull I made, it finally doesn't work. But here I'm trying to make it work some way. You'll see. After I'm trying this, I continue with that one I did. I pull with the mid brass. Yeah, but here looking for interesting shapes, giving volume on some interior places. Soften to see if it looks better if I soften there the edges. Here, as I was saying, I try to define again this shape. And yeah, what I was telling you guys, sometimes I just try stuff and maybe I'm there for some minutes and I finally find that it just doesn't work and it's just better to remove it. So don't fear to try stuff and then remove it, because that's why we do it this workflow, just to keep it flexible all the time. So just keep exploring. For example, these shapes I like on the upper, from the upper part it looks separated some way and I liked how it looks. But I don't know, on the side it's not working so well. It looks a little bit forced. It looks pretty forced. So I joined those shapes. Here I give volume to make it more semi-organic shapes. Here I redefine this round shape also with the pinch brush and edge polish because I don't want to lose it. And yeah, I just redefine these shapes. Yeah, here is where I decided it doesn't work, I think, and I just joined them. Or maybe later, I don't know. I don't remember very well if it was now or later. Here I'm evaluating if it's worth it to keep with this. Okay, yeah, you see, I merged together. For me it makes more sense. It flows better on this side. But from the upper part, I keep it separated. Did you see? That's how you have to play, like with designs. Just keep whatever it works for you and remove the parts that don't make sense. Now I make a bevel there, so to see if it works. These semi-organic shapes I did on the side, I was not convinced, like they didn't work for me, so I just was trying different things, as you see. Yeah, as you can see, I just push with some clay brush I made a round shape and I just start joining and merging the primary shapes with it. And for me it starts making more sense. I define the limits here with clay, giving more volume on the side to that round shape. And yeah, now joining and giving more volume with clay buildup, edge polish and soft to join all these secondary shapes and making them flow. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, the side part of the design is full of secondary shapes, right? There is 3 or 4, so big ones. So I try to merge all together. Yeah, right now I think it matched very well with the previous design that I did. It protects the peg and the body itself. Yeah, right now I'm making some screenshots. I take some screenshots always of the designs when I'm finishing the video. So for example, if the file get lost or something, I can sculpt it again if I really like those shapes. So it's not, so I didn't lose that time. Or I can access the video also and see how it went the other time. I try to look it from different perspectives now, so I see if it works from different points of view. But yeah, it really matched the style that I was looking for, which is a huge armor that gives a sense of protection to the character. So it's going in a good direction. So in the next stream, I guess I just will do the other part of the arm. I will make an armor for that one, but I think it will not be so huge as the upper part. It will be more flexible for the character to move it, because that's next, like that's close to the hand, and the character has to use the hand all time, and you know, it needs to be less like huge. So yeah, I'm gonna finish it here, and I hope you like it. See you on another video.